Hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to Arsenal's 3-0 win over Monaco in the Champions League. I think it was not as close as the scoreline states, especially in the second half, but in the end, still a good enough win for Arsenal. In the first half, we were by far the better team. There were quite a few times we looked like scoring and really should have scored more. There were quite a few chances that should have ended in goals. I think Odegaard had a one-on-one, as did Martinelli. Jesus had some pretty clear chances. And whilst Monaco's goalkeeper did do fairly well, I still feel like we should have had a few goals, especially with Odegaard and Martinelli's chances. However, one thing Jesus did well, where he probably should have scored on two of his chances, was he set up a goal nicely for Saka in the first half. Firstly, Lewis Skelly did an amazing job to get the ball to Jesus, and then it was a nice cross through the box into Saka, who was always going to score from there. So in the first half, Arsenal looked the better side, should have had a few more goals, but we're winning at halftime. Things were looking good, but I think Monaco looked like a completely different team in the second half, and it ended up being a lot scarier and stressful than it needed to be, because probably for the first 20-25 minutes of the second half, Monaco really looked like they could get a goal, and they threatened a few times. I still think overall Arsenal's defense did well, and I don't think Monaco ever got like a super clear-cut chance. However, again, they had a lot of pressure and a lot of the ball in the second half, and Arsenal were very nearly punished for not putting away some of the great chances they had in the first half, because realistically, Monaco should have been dead and buried by halftime. Arsenal should have been winning 3-4-0 at halftime, and instead it was only 1-0. And Monaco could have made them pay for it. They never did, however. And then out of nowhere, just a really atrocious error from Monaco gave Arsenal their second goal. Uh, we're kind of fortunate for that. It was an absolute gift of a goal. Just some bad passing around the back, and Havertz, I guess, did do relatively well to press, but really just very poor from Monaco. And Saka was able to then score into a fairly open net. And then from there, the game was pretty much done. Arsenal had won it by then. The goal, I think, was in like the 75th minute or something. And Arsenal would go on to get a third goal, but the game was pretty much done through the second goal. So it's not an awful result for Arsenal. However, it could have been a lot better. Uh, and we probably should have put the game away by halftime. And because we didn't, Monaco nearly, well, I don't know if they actually would have ever scored again. Our defense still did do pretty well, and I don't think Monaco's XG is actually that high for the game, but still, we kind of let them back into the game, and they certainly had a new life in the second half when they shouldn't have really been in the game uh, after halftime. Now Arsenal is in a pretty good position in the Champions League now. I'm pretty sure they're third in the table, and I'd be surprised if they didn't beat Dinamo Zagreb and Girona. So I think we're probably going to finish with 19 points. So we're in a good position to finish things off for the January games. I'm not entirely encouraged by this game, but still it was good enough, and we got the job done, even if it was in more stressful circumstances than it needed to be.